Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monifactory. All right, here we are today, episode 119. Right, so last episode we finished off the Terranium Ingot uh, chain, and we got quite a bit now. It's kind of been working up. Um, God, there's been a lot of back and forth I've been doing with trying to get certain fluids to stay in stock between episodes. But anyway, so with that Terranium Ingot, we were able to make the crystallizer, and that way we get empowered blocks all that more easily. So off camera, I've just been pretty much boosting a lot of our machines, giving them higher voltages and whatnot. I mean, at this point, oh yeah, I was gonna get rid of these smaller reactors. At this point, we have so much power coming in that we're not even gonna really reach that number just yet. I mean, if I keep expanding our power, or the machines definitely could get there soon enough. I don't think I've seen it over 150 million EU per tick output, but in any case, I digress. We've got so much power right now as it is, so we won't need to worry too much. Anyway, so like I was saying, I'm going to be ripping these out and probably putting another one in place at some point. I already kind of requested the components for another LNR, but they're in a barrel somewhere. And, nope, that's not the, what was the room? Oh, I think it's down here. No. Oh, I'm thinking of the room with the research. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, I tore out everything that was here. The research station and the HPCAs. I've kept this here, but I might remove it. If I need to put it elsewhere, I will. But this room, I'm thinking, is going to be a good place to put our next rabbit hole. Although it's not so much a big rabbit hole as others, but I've taken the liberty of making a little flowchart. So let me just pull it up here. Right, so as you can see, I diagrammed everything out as best I could, try to make it look pretty and clean and whatnot. So my mouse isn't going to really be pointing to anything on screen, but we start off with the inert dust mixture. But to get that, we're going to have to make this reactive dust, and that comes from all of this stuff here in a mixer on a UHV. Excuse me. So once we get the mixture, then that goes into making inert clumps. Well, the inert. Wait. The inert dust mixture. Yeah. So I think I made this a little weird. I'm terrible about charts, but what I'm trying to say is that with the inert dust mixture, oh, you can't even see. Well, I'll just leave it up there. With the inert dust mixture, that comes and makes dusty inert powder, inert clumps. And then from there, we go to clean. To clean it, we get saturated water. We have to process all of that into making Eltic crystal seeds. Then we get to make the Eltic Actinate. And pretty much we get to the Eltz Ingot all in good time. So let me go ahead and get rid of this image. So, yeah. What else to touch upon? This is the, oh yeah, okay, this isn't the hallway. I kind of forgot to clean up one of the rooms. Oh, well, this is, a mess, but I'll get that later. This is the new canning machine multi-block. Not new, but, new to the world. I finally replaced the IV stuff that I had, and This is running off of UEV. Well, yeah, UEV. Wait. Yeah, UEV, but its max tier recipe is UV. Anyway. So as far as the quest book is looking, we haven't gotten to this yet, but I kind of fiddle around with it off camera. So just to remind, we originally make a Furious Infinity Catalyst with all this extra stuff here, and then we combine that with dormant compound ingots, and we get the Infinity. We get that back, and then we just got to recharge it with a heart. Now, let me go ahead and pull that out of the system. Yep, there we go. Okay. Now, with that covered, that will eventually lead us into the Serene Infinity Catalyst, which, okay, yeah, so we're going to need Monium for that, but it's kind of the same concept. We have an Infinity Catalyst, or the universe contains singularity, and that Monium frame. But singularities are really not all that bad to make. So they're pretty cheap, and we get a lot of the units, but the Monium will be another thing we got to tackle at some point. But once we get the Eltz taken care of, then we can get to the dimensional super assembler, and we can tear out those assembly lines that we have down there, and we won't ever have to worry about ULV input buses until we're done with this world. Because basically we can just smack the whole recipe into the machine and it'll take care of it, and with a control hatch. So that's going to be big. I can't wait for that. Okay, so I think with that out of the way, we can get started, I would think, on doing Eltz. And let me pull up my little Inert dust. No, what was the... I need the Eltic seeds. Here we go. So we're going to need another... Well, we could just reuse our electromagnetic separator that we already built, probably. Oh, wait, I went the wrong way. Oops. Okay, so with the seed and the autoclave, we get the Eltic Actinate, and that's pretty much... Hold on. That's pretty much like the last step, or close to the last step, of getting our Eltz Ingots. So... to get started, we are gonna need to gain access to the chlorine trifluoride that we were making at one point for the an aqua fuel. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so we should have... Oops, wrong terminal. We should have... Yep, chlorine trifluoride. So let's come over here. Wrong one. All right. Chlorine trifluoride. Okay, so now we should have access to that fluid. Awesome. Excuse me. Okay. So we need to start off with the inert dust mixture. And we're going to need a catalyst for that, but not a big deal. We're going to need dragon breath, primal mana, and that fluid, as well as all this. That does remind me, dragon breath. I changed around a lot of our multiverse miners, the micro miners, rather. And I've just been pretty much getting dragon breath every hour. using the stabilized T4.5. We're getting the den data and the breath. I believe... I don't know if I'm sending off any of these missions, but the den data, we're good. Okay, let's start off. I think I've said that phrase twice already. Let's get going on the mixer. So we're going to need UHV. Now, I might just have to make an ME requester with all of this dust. Yeah. Okay. So let's get a mixing vessel. Oops. Going. Actually, what I should do, let me pause here. Let me get some machines crafted up, and then I'll come back when they've all been placed. So I'm probably gonna have a couple of LCRs. Actually, I don't even know if we have that many LCRs. It looks like, yeah, I don't know. I'll see how it comes out too. But that being said, I will pause here, and I will be back in a few minutes. All right, everybody, we are back. All right, so I think I got some ample setup ready to go. Mind you, this is just the machines. They're not wired up or anything just yet, but this is what I got. And I think this, I made 4 LCRs. I probably don't need 4, but I just figured to plan ahead. Excuse me. Now, this one is going to be UIV, obviously, because we need it for this recipe right here. So let's get started on all of this. So let me go ahead. I'm going to bookmark all of this for easy ME requester setup. Now, before I forget, I might have to rethink how I'm doing the 8 times LCR farm. Too many times it gets jammed up with the way I have it set up. Now, I don't know if there's a better way. I know I mentioned in a previous episode there's those ME pattern buffers, but those don't work in this version, so that's not an option. What I could do is actually, yeah, it could work. It will be a little messy, but given that there are 2 pattern providers down there, I might just have to have each LCR individually have its own set of pattern providers and just do a subnetwork for each LCR. So it will have 8 sources. Well, yeah, so I mean, there'll be 8 sets, there'll be 8 copies of one pattern between, I am terrible explaining. Each LCR subnetwork will have 1 copy of all the patterns that I have. So when the AE2 system asks for, a multiple of food or an item, it will do up to 8 at a time. That makes sense. Okay. Let's get this going here. Oh yeah, I like how when you bookmark it, it keeps in mind how many of that dust you were looking for. So what was it last one? Another star dust and cadmium. All right. So now I could just do something like this. Probably already have primal mana. I'll check that in a second. No, not that. And okay. Primal mana. Yeah, I do already have it twice. So let's get rid of you. Okay. So that should be good, I think. So let's fly back to the mixer. Okay. So here's the mixer. It's on ZPM. That needs to be UHV. I'll take a 4 amp for now. Wait a minute, didn't I? Oh no, I'm thinking of this machine having UHV. Okay, no big deal. Input. Where's the? There should be an output bus. Did I not put one in? Let me remove that for a momento. Guess I didn't put one in. I'm thinking. Right? Yeah, I guess so. All right. ME output. Give me that. Oop. Okay, doke. So it's wrench U. And I don't have any cable. Oh, there we go. Cool. All right. So now we're going to need, let's just grab the whole lot. Oop. And do I have UHV on me? There you are. Boop. Okay, so there's the input. So, boop, boop. Okay, we don't have Enderite dust patterned clearly. So I'm gonna pause you for a minute. Ender eye dust. Oh, there we go. There we are. Do I have boop? Wrong search term. There we go. Huh? Did I not get Ender eye dust in here? I guess I didn't. Interesting. And then what was the other thing? Nether star dust. Okay, that's pattern. All right, so you should be satisfied, yes? And a boop. All right, so that's going to be 2 minutes. Do I have I had the 4 amp, right? Yeah, I did. I guess it won't really overclock given what we're giving it. So I mean, I could jump up to UEV, but I guess I'm not in a super big hurry right now. All right, so while that's working on that, let's go to the next step. We're going to need reactive dust. Oh, we're going to need that, of course. So boop, and let's get these flows bookmarked. And we're going to get the inert dust mixture and some waste gas mixture back. Okay, so let's get this all hooked up. Let's get you out of there. All right, so input. Oh, first I should probably hook this up to the rest of the system. Let's get you hooked up. Damn it. Okay. Oh, nope. Nope. That works, I guess. Yeah, you should be online. Good. All right, so there's the chlorine. There's a mana. Dragon breath. And I guess I gotta get these two. Wait, hold on. Scoozy? We should have more than 60, more than 200 millibuckets. Am I missing something here? Oh, I think. Oh, I see. Maybe. Yeah, I think that is just the stock that we bookmarked. That being said, though, I will have to get Dragon Breath and Primal Mana stocked higher. I think. Yeah, I don't have that. Oh, I might need to expose the Dragon Breath on that sub network. Okay, so let's quickly pop over there. You should have Dragon Breath. Yes. Okay. So boop, and then we go back. Yeah, so that should be good. And then, all right, so we're going to need to get an input bus here to go along with the reactive dust mixture. How do you, hold on. Boop. Okay, there we go. Now I don't know if it's, yeah, it's not powered yet, but we, damn it. Ah. Okay, back over here. ULV input. Okay, it's the non-shiny one. Yep. Get rid of you, you. And then down here, that is UEV. I don't think I have it on my hand. Boop, boop. And there we go. Oh, should probably make a cell for that. But we should be getting the inert dust mixture. I'll wait for a different thumbnail. Okay, so while I'm up here, let's get you. Sure. Gonna want to get an overflow just in case, because this waste gas mixture, there's a lot of stuff that comes out from it. Oh, a lot of stuff. 10 buckets from one? Woo. Okay. Wait, I did get that. Yeah. Oh yeah, we running out of space. Okay, so that should be good. Now while I'm up here, I need to make sure that Primal Mana is stocked. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oop, oop, oop. And over here. All right, so that should be rocking. So now with the inert dust mixture, we gotta send that over into the sifter. So let's pop over here. And I keep forgetting to... All right, so that is IV, so there's no real need for a specific higher voltage. Boop. You are the output. Okay. Once again, I'm going to have to dig this out a little later. Well, I mean, make it pretty, rather. Okay. Up. Up. Yeah, let's get rid... Ooh. Okay, screw it. 3x3. All right. Now, let's get some conduit. Oh, I hate how it does that. Okay, that should be good. A little more. All right. Boop. And boop. Okay. So let's get out the ZPM module again. Get rid of some trash here. Okay, so why aren't you running yet? I did plug it in with power, didn't I? Oh, because it needs 4. How do you... Wait, hold on. Click to set, scroll wheel. There we go. Okay. That's how you do that. There we go. So now we're getting the dusty inert, or no, we get the inert clumps and more dusty inert powder. Also some ancient debris, which is pretty nice. Okay, so dusty inert powder. So this is going to need to go into a chemical reactor with liquid enriched naquita, water, and we get some depleted hexafluoride, which, by the way, we have uranium for days. Over the last few episodes, I pretty much super boosted our uranium hexafluoride setup. So I don't think we're going to need to worry about that for a while. Okay, so the dusty inert powder, let's bookmark that. So let's go over to liquid enriched naquita. I think over here is good. Dusty inert and omnic acid. Book. In you go. And water and enriched naquita. Okay, that should be all set. 1-1. Oh, probably needs power. That would be a big help. So let's get down here. Wrench. There you are. There you are. All right. And it's cooking. And there we go. The shiny powder mixture. And everything should be popping out. Good, good. All right. Now we need to take the shiny powder mixture and take it over to our centrifuge to get the metal powder. And we get some inert back as well. Okay, centrifuge, here you are. You are on another ZPM. And I'll put this down here so I can cover it with facades later. All right, input bus. Yep, and you need to have 4. There we go. Centrifuge. Okay, why aren't you happy yet? Oh, because we don't have enough shiny powder. Probably. Oh, that was weird. Okay, why is this? Oh, I guess we should probably make sure that we have that fluid in stock. Liquid enriched. Okay. Liquid enriched NAC. If I could spell it right. Okay. So you should be coming in any second now. There we go. All right, so that's cooking. Come back over here. I wonder if it already... Oh, there it is. So shiny metal powder. So there's that. And then that, with an Eltic crystal seed, will go into an autoclave. But we need to backtrack here. We need to work on saturated water in the seed. So let's go to the water. Right? We're going to need a bath, which we have. Do we have the inert clumps? We should be getting that, right? Yep, we got quite a bit here. So let's bookmark that. We're going to need distilled water. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I set up another big boy machine off camera to churn out a bunch more of distilled water more quickly. There we go. Okay. Input. Distilled. Input bus. Clumps. We'll put you back in there. And where did I put the power? There you are. Now, does that... Yeah, okay, doesn't need a specific high voltage or higher voltage. Okie dokie. Boop. And voila. And there we go. Making making our clean inert clusters. Wait for it to kick over so it goes quicker, hopefully. Why isn't it like... Is it because of... It doesn't... Hold on. Oh, I see. So the input buses... They're not going to expose all the inventory. Right, I don't know why I didn't realize that before. So, if this is input bus... Is that gonna make it go do any more batching? What was the click to set config slot? I don't think that. Hold on. No? Okay. Maybe I should swap over to the stocking input hatches. But I'll worry about that later. Okay, so where was I? Working on this. So the clean inert cluster. This bad boy here. Oh, and the saturated water. Forgot about that. Yeah, so let's go. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Let's get a tank. And we'll put a tank, or no, tank. Wow. Fingers, can you please type properly? Let's get a tank. Let's get a boost. Let's do saturated water. Yes. Boop. And once again, I had to do it like this. All right, so we should be having that saturated water now, yes. So that's ready for that, but we still need to get the seed, which is going to come from separation. All right, so we have 33 of you chunks. Let's pop over somewhere over here. We have the separator. That's a press. That's an extrusion. I think it's, yep. Yes, right here. All right, so let's hop on down here. All right, so we got an output, input. Yeah, there we go. Ow, beans. All right, how fast is that? Yeah, me no likey that speed. I could pop in a new hatch here. Let's see, where are we? ZPM. We have a 4 amp of any sort. But UV. Okay, fuck it. Let's go UV. And grab you. Just to make sure of something, I'm going to pause you. And boop. Boop. And voila. All right. Wait a minute. Is it? No, it's got a big output. I think I constantly confuse how amps work. I think. No, this can't be right. Hold on. Eltic crystal seed. Okay, that makes sense. It's LUV. So if I bring it up to UV, that's 31 seconds, but we're also doing 16 at a time. So let's see, 125 divided by 4. Okay, that confirmed my theory. So when it does overclock, it multiplies the speed by 4. At least I think if it's doing max, and don't quote me on that. Okay, so with the Eltic crystal seed, which we'll have in a few seconds, let's go back down to the autoclave. Yeah, that should be autoclave. Okay, so boop and boop. And there's that. So we got to get UHV. Oh, that was the wrong highlight. Oh, seriously, cable. You should be set up, so I just need to connect you. Excuse me. Okay. That looks good. You look good. Input hatch. And voila. And there we go. Eltic Actinate. Now, with the Eltic Actinate, we need to send this over to a laser engraver, or we could do this last two steps as a autocraft. So we should have a white lens. I think. Let me do it this way. A white wait. Let me hold up there. Nether star lens would also work. What is the nether star lens also handling? Wait, Scoozy? There we go. Engraver. Do we even have? I don't know if I named it anything. Let's go down to the engraver and check. So I'm looking for a white or nether star lens. Actually, where is the default? Oh, wait a minute. Do we have one down here? Perfect. Okay, this will do. So let's name this something that I can quickly find again. If I can get my frickin' knife. Oh, glass lens. Yeah, okay, that should work. Okay. Boop. And boop. Glass lens. Boop. All right, let's try this. Hey, there we go, baby. Actually, no, forget that. All right, so now with this flawless actinate, now we can make our first Eltz Ingot. And then we need to have UEV down there. I think that's already taken care of. So, blast furnace, boop. Let me get this back, which I'll check on that, what that is in a second. Pulsating iron dust. I don't think we have... Yeah, okay, let's get that set up too. Macerator. Nani? Wait a minute. There we go. Yeah, it's a little goofy sometimes with all that. I'm not you. Okay. Okay. And then for you, you should be just a plain old 0. Yep. So 0 R. I'm down here. And yep, we're good. All right. So let's send her off, shall we? I want to see how many we can request. Okay, we don't have that much yet. All right, so while that's cooking, let's look up that actinium dust. All right, so that will be electrolyzed into iron, oxygen, and actinium, which I think we're good for actinium for now. All right, let's grab you. Oh, come over here. Sweet. All right, so the dimensional super assembler. Okay, we're gonna need. Okay, the Eltz is not factored into that. We're gonna need the frames for Eltz. All right, Eltz frame. And get you. Lathe. Shit, how many did we need? 64. Okay, not a big deal. Game. Game bugged out for me a second. Lathe. Is it what? Okay. I wonder why those aren't. Wait. Factory. I don't see why those aren't bundling together. Maybe there's some weird font. Or, not font, but some character stuff. All right, how much else are we going to need? Or we're going to need Eltic Actinates. We're going to need 247 more. So this is something that's going to have to run overnight. And what I'll probably do off camera, given that we're basically at the end of this episode, I'm going to do a little tweaking of our system, kind of overclock things where they can be overclocked. And probably get rid of those small Naquita reactors to make room for more other stuff. That being said, was there anything else that I needed to look at? I did want to also look at... Hold on, I gotta find the chip RAM thingy first. No, not Moni. Wasn't there a way... Oh... Ah, here it goes. The highly advanced... Or raw... Yeah, highly advanced sock wafer here. This comes from the Universe Doped. And if we get that cut, we can make wetware a little cheaper. And speaking of that whole process, quantum sock chips, which use the SMD stuff, which is made from another Universe Wafer, which oops. Okay, I think that's going to need another star lens, but that's not a big deal. So then once we cut that, we get cheaper matter processors. So that's something I'll cover off camera, and we'll have that ready for next episode, or probably in setup and everything. And I think from this point on, we're pushing for the dimensional super assembler. We could maybe get this. It might take a bit. We're going to need UIV parts, which, you know, are going to need a lot of Eltz. So that's something that I'm going to have to build up to. And then, of course, the T12 miner. But before we can unlock that, we need to take care of this field stabilized omnic pulsar compound, which Omnic Forge, UHV, UEV, and UIV. So more Eltz. All right. So with that being said, I'm rambling on too much. Let's end things off here. If you did like what you saw today, please leave a like or comment down below. It really helps me out. Shows me that I'm doing good. And I will see you all in the next one. Ta-ta for now.